What's good, YouTube? It's your boy D-Rev. Hey, today we back with another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to WWE Couples with the biggest age gap. Wait, okay, yeah, it says WWE. Okay, I gotta make sure it's WWE because it could just be wrestling, but we're just gonna say wrestling, okay? But look, first time come across the channel, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that thumbs up and also subscribe. We have passed 3K subscribers. We're going for 4 right away, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Show me you like this kind of content, because look, if you like this video, and even if you don't like this video, I got other videos that you will like. So, yeah. But anyway, without further ado, let's see. Right, the biggest age gap couple. I'm a think. I off the bat. I'm a guess. Probably Ric Flair, cause Ric Flair. We all know Ric Flair was a playboy. He still is. So when I say playboy, I'm saying like he's around. That's what I mean when I say playboy. And he's been married, what, 4 or 5 times? So, yeah, if you watch Ric Flair documentary on Peacock, he even said it, bro. So, hey, without further ado, though, let's get into this.
Wrestling couples that have a huge age gap. The expression of age is just a number is clearly the case when it comes to the pro wrestling world, as wrestling personalities have been prone to date individuals.
I still don't know how John Cena fumbled that. I don't know how he fumbled that.
That are either much younger or much older than them, with on occasion there being an almost
decade
age gap.
They do have.
Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 daily wrestling video thoughts.
Shout out WrestleMania.
Individual, and we know very few details relating to a relationship with Sarah Ton, who just so happens to be 9 years older than Banks. Ton is a former independent wrestler, and this was how Banks and Tom met.
Look like a wrestler.
Two have been
he like he
inseparable ever since. WWE fans may know Ton for his appearances on Xavier Woods' Up Up Down Down YouTube channel, and Ton comes across extremely well whenever he makes appearances of this nature. Banks and Ton would marry in 2016, and what's interesting about their relationship is that Ton works as a costume designer for WWE, meaning that he's very much embedded into the WWE family.
Okay.
Number 9, CM Punk.
But look, that he just doesn't look like the kind of guy that could pull Sasha Banks. If you know what I mean, like, am I the only one thinking that he doesn't look like he would be the guy that has her? So take, like, completely cover him, right? And you see, let me go back. This. Say you see her, you see the dog, but his face is covered up. You wouldn't think it would be this guy. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. He looked like he fixed computers, bro.
And the two have been inseparable of the relationship into the WWE family. Number 9, CM Punk and AJ Lee.
I don't even think they're together no more.
CM Punk and AJ Lee is well documented and has been alluded to on WWE programming. Punk and AJ began to date in 2013, shortly after the two had worked together in one of WWE's top storylines. The two would proceed to marry in 2014, and this is when WWE infamously decided to fire Punk in a clear act of bitterness. Punk has been open in relation to his love and admiration for AJ, and AJ, whenever she's taken part in a media interview, has revealed similar feelings towards former AEW and WWE World Champion. In terms of the age gap between the two decorated performers, there is a 9-year age gap between them, which is on the lower side when it comes to age differences in...
On the lower side? So we're finna see if 9 years is on the lower side. I feel like we're gonna see like a 20-year age gap. And then that'll be like, at that point, it's like you're dating your daughter. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to do it, I ain't gonna lie.
In this list, number 8, Paige and Ronnie Radke.
Well, as a guy, I feel like it might feel a little different, but as a girl, like a young girl with a very, very old guy, I feel like, I don't know how to do it.
The prior relationship that AEW star Soraya aka Paige had with Alberto Del Rio very much played out in the public eye. This was a toxic relationship, and it was clear that Paige was put through a very difficult time during this period. Paige would move on from Del Rio and she began to date Ronnie Radke in 2018. There's almost a decade age gap between the two, and fans have been openly critical of Radke's actions on social media. He's tweeted and shared some insanely controversial content over the past few years, and Paige has received criticism for failing to call her boyfriend out for this. In fact, some fans believe that Paige is an enabler by not condemning Radke's viewpoints, but when this is raised to Paige, she gets rather defensive, particularly on social media platforms such as Twitter. Number 7. Brock Lesnar and Sable. The relationship between Brock Lesnar and
From this picture, I'm gonna assume she's the older one, but at the same time, they kind of look like they're around the same age. Let's see this. Let's see the gap. I say it's probably 11-year gap, but they look like they're about the same age in this picture.
and Sable began to form in 2003 when the two had worked together in a storyline on SmackDown. The two eventually married in 2006, and Lesnar and Sable have a very private relationship, and this is a theme that runs through all of Lesnar's life, as he likes to keep as much information away from the public eye as humanly possible. There's a 10-year gap between the two, but this hasn't stopped the two connecting
Okay, here I definitely see it. She definitely looks older here.
on a deeper level. In a rare 2008 interview with Rochelle Leah, Lesnar and Sable would discuss their relationship, and this is what they had to say. "I just don't put myself out there to the fans and prostitute my private life to everybody. We just want to simplify some things, and we're sharing a cell phone. I'm not exactly without a cell phone. We've decided that we no longer need to have the internet. It's a huge waste of time for us. We spend way too much time on it doing unnecessary things, and what we've actually done with our life now is to try and simplify it a bit. It makes it a lot easier." Number 6. Matt and Reby Hardy. Reby Hardy is one of the most vocal wrestling personalities of the modern day. Reby can usually be found letting her voice be heard on Twitter, and not all her opinions go down well with the fanbase. Reby met her
Golly, how many kids they got?
Brock Lesnar 3 when the two were 6 and Lesnar and
Going back that far? I pressed it one time.
interview. "I just don't know if I so longer doing this with her voice be heard on Twitter, and not all her opinions go down well with the fanbase." Reby met her husband Matt Hardy in 2011, and the two proceeded to marry in 2013. There is a 12-year gap between the two, and Hardy likes to credit Reby for helping him get his life in order. Hardy would discuss the impact Reby had on him during his appearance on Lillian Garcia's podcast.
That's her? She don't even look the same in that.
When I was going through my darkest days, like, you know, she was the one where other people probably wouldn't have. Like, she doesn't care about anyone, like any wrestler or any level of fame. Like, none of that makes a difference to her at all. Like, she really doesn't care. She cares. I was going through my darkest day. I will always love her, and I'll always appreciate it. And I said, Dad, I'll always adore her, because, like, not a lot of people would. You know, some people either get frustrated and leave, but she was, like, there. Or
Number 5. The Rock and Lauren Hashian. Due to The Rock being one of the biggest names on the planet, it's hard for him to remain private. This means that there's a ton of information surrounding his life constantly in the media. The Rock is
got makeup on his shoulder.
Lauren Hashian, and the two would meet in 2006 when shooting the movie The Game Plan, and the two would proceed to date for 13 years before tying the knot in Hawaii. There's a 13-year age gap.
I know the women are punching the air right now. I know all of the women that is watching this are punching the air right now. Because honestly, when you think about The Rock, you don't think about him being with her. Or you just wouldn't picture that. Somebody like The Rock. All right, look. The Rock is a very sharp man, all right? Very sharp, you know, neat, well-dressed man. And I'm not saying she's not, but I'm saying based off of the way he looks, same thing I said with Sasha Banks. Based off how he looks, you wouldn't see him with her. You would see him with, I don't know, somebody else. It just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. You just wouldn't imagine him with her. She doesn't look bad in this picture, but this one, however, I don't know. Personality is a thing, you know. Personality matters, but I just feel like, I don't know.
Gap between the two, which seems like a lot, but The Rock speaks about her with immense pride, and it's only fitting that one of the kindest people in Hollywood finds true happiness.
That's good. That's good, because I know a lot of women try to get The Rock, and they probably was just there for the money. A lot of good-looking women that look better than her probably came around just for the money. But, you know, he didn't want that. He didn't want nobody just for the money. He wants somebody that actually cared about him, and she probably actually cared about him. So that's why he, you know, went with that. You know? I understand it. I understand it. I know it's hard when you a big name like that. I know it's hard.
Or The Undertaker and Michelle McCool. When Michelle McCool began to date The Undertaker sometime in the late 2000s, she received major heat backstage. Dating one of the biggest names in WWE history was going to rub certain people the wrong way, and McCool claims that certain talent believed that she was only on WWE television due to a relationship. This was complete nonsense, as McCool was already established as being one of the best female talents in the company, and her relationship with the dead man did little to influence her strong presentation on television. There's a 15-year gap between the two former WWE stars, and the two would cement their love when they married in 2010. Their relationship was never addressed on air on WWE television.
You would have never guessed.
This all changed at
until I seen her on
33.
Exactly.
This was when the dead.
That's the first time that we saw her. I would have never known he had her. Undertaker, my dog.
Man broke character to kiss McCool at the end of his match with Roman Reigns. Number 3, Kurt Angle and Giovanna. The WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle has found true happiness with his wife Giovanna. There's a 19-year age gap between the two, and the two met on the set of the movie The Endgame. They were tied up in the summer of 2012, and the couple have had several children together.
What?
Angle has found inner peace since meeting his wife, and it's great to see one of the greatest in-ring talents of all time find the love of his life.
I mean, I don't blame him, but for her, she there for the money. She there for the money. I don't blame him. I just don't know. I don't know how I would be able to do, you know, this with somebody that literally could be my daughter. I don't think I would be able to do it. But I mean, I don't know. Everybody got their own opinions. I don't know. Would you be able to do it? Would you be able to date somebody that is 19 years younger than you, as a woman or as a man, whichever one you are? You know, would you be able to do it? I don't know. 19 is just too much of a gap. For me, that's too much of a gap.
Number 2, Bret Hart and Stephanie Washington. And what's crazy about the relationship between Bret Hart and Stephanie Washington was that she wasn't even born when Hart began to wrestle. There is a whopping 26-year age gap between the two, and when the relationship was initially announced, fans on social media questioned the age gap. Nevertheless, Hart and Washington have been married for over a decade, and Hart seems to have settled down and found the one he will spend the rest of his life with. And number 1, Jerry the King Lawler and Lauren McBride. The WWE legend Jerry the King Lawler has been married several times throughout his life, perhaps his most infamous wife being former WWE star The Cat. As things stand, Laura is currently dating a woman named Lauren McBride, who is almost 4 decades younger than Lawler. The romance between the two has been heavily criticized by fans, as our 4-decade age gap is rather substantial. The two have also been involved in run-ins with the law, as the two were arrested back in 2016 for a domestic abuse charge, and Lawler was even suspended by WWE. These charges were eventually dropped, which subsequently allowed Lawler to return to his specified WWE role.
She's definitely waiting for the money. She waiting for him to pass away so she could take the bag. That's what she waiting for. Jerry is old. He's in his 70s. She's probably in her 30s, maybe. She's waiting. She's waiting for the bag. What do y'all think? How do y'all feel about this video, man? If y'all want more content like this, let me know in the chat. Let me know down below in the comments. And also, like this video. Subscribe if you're new. It's your boy D-Rip, man. I'm out.